Alright everybody, and welcome back to Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. When last we left off, a lot of things happened in the last chapter. We talked to Wolfgang over the phone. He advised us that we needed to find the Ritter talisman, and that was most likely with Tetelo's remains. He said a lot more than that, but I'm not going to repeat all of that. He advised that we check for Tetelo's remains in New Orleans, which we did. We checked out the Getty tomb, and we didn't see them there. All we saw was a bunch of generic corpses that did not have a talisman on them. And we found our old pal Mosley, dead, like everyone else we love, except Grace, as far as you know. And anyway, we never missed an opportunity to loot the body, and if Mosley doesn't need his credit card anymore, we might as well use it, right? So we did that. We took a flight to Germany, because that makes sense. We're just here, we're hiding out. Apparently Wolfgang Ritter has left to do Schottenjäger business, but he didn't leave a memo. He didn't tell us where we need to go to find him, so we're kind of trying to track him down. Oh, and we're also officially a Schottenjäger now. We cut our hair, and we filled a chamber pot with some salt, and it was a whole ordeal, really. If you watched the last video, you probably already did. Why am I talking so much? There's a key here now.
I don't believe it. It's the key from my dream.
Well, let's yoink it. Let's click the right place. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and pop open yonder library. That's what the key's for, after all. I'm sure you figured that out on your own. Alright. This chapter is pretty much just going to be puzzles. This is a puzzle of sorts, though I don't know if I would really call it that.
Just by glancing at the spines, Gabriel can tell that this is one of the most priceless private collections he's ever seen. Talk about a bibliophile Shangri-La.
We're just gonna look at some of the stuff around the room. It's a pretty cool little library here. Got a shield.
An ancient shield hangs on the wall.
It's a lot like the one from the Burgermeister's office. We can't use that one either. So what we're doing here is we're essentially doing research. We have to try to figure out where Wolfgang got off to. And we're going to do that by reading books, but we don't know what books we need to read. Over here we have some books based on the family's history.
These shelves contain history books.
I'm hoping to God this is not randomized.
These shelves contain books and documents about the Ritter family. Journals, diaries, record books, deeds. Something to peruse extensively when Gabriel has more time.
Well, no time like the present. Let's go ahead and check these out.
Although it probably won't shed any light on Wolfgang's whereabouts, Gabriel picks up a book from the Ritter section. The book is entitled Malleus Maleficarum, The Witch Hammer, dated 1486. It's a witch hunter's manual from the Inquisition.
I'm not sure I'm really interested in knowing about some of my ancestors.
Alright, so over here, if this is the correct place, hopefully.
These shelves display books on geography. A title catches Gabriel's eye. People's Republic of Benin by Lowell Cali.
And all of these have puns for names. That's like locally. So what we have to do, we have to find the books just like that one. And then we're going to have to look for other books. And all of these are different hotspots, by the way.
These shelves contain books on Gabriel
That's religion, science.
Heavy wooden. This part of the library contains books on the occult, necromancy, witchcraft, demonology, lycanthropes. Research material any good Schottenjäger needs, Gabriel supposes.
Yes, a good Schottenjäger never knows when they'll need books about lycanthropy. Anyways, let's check out this book about Benin.
Gabriel pulls out the book entitled People's Republic of Benin and scans through it. The People's Republic of Benin is an area of rich and diverse cultures and a proud heritage. Before slaving devastated many tribes, this area was populated by some of the oddest, fiercest, and most powerful tribes in tribal Africa. The Fans, the Dahomis, and the terrible agries. The book The Primal One by John Roots provides insight into these fascinating cultures.
And the Agri were one of the tribes mentioned in Hartridge's notes. That's actually how we got to the People's Republic of Benin in the first place. So I think the next book is here
This
somewhere.
part reads these shall this part
So
these
this is largely an
there are books
exercise.
on sociology in this part of the library. Gabriel recognizes a title, The Primal Ones by John Root.
This is largely an exercise in pixel hunting.
Gabriel takes down The Primal Ones and opens it. In contrast with the peaceful nomadic tribes of northern Africa, certain tribes of the southwest were vicious and xenophobic. This part of Africa is called the Red Basin area because of the vast amount of bloodshed that's occurred there over the centuries. In this one area of Africa existed in a perpetual state of war and raiding, some of the most powerful and efficient fighters the world has ever seen. Why
Sounds fun.
did this region inspire such violent behavior? To understand, one must look even further back. See Ancient Roots of Africa by Early Days.
See, when I was playtesting this, I took quite a bit of time to find all these damn books, but I think the next one's over here.
These shelves contain history books. Gabriel recognizes a title, Ancient Roots of Africa by Early Days.
Get it? It's early days. See, it's like an earlier day. it's
Gabriel
history.
removes Ancient Roots of Africa and browses through it. The ferocity of the tribes in the Red Basin region is traceable to their predecessors. In Egyptian time, 4000 to 2000 BC, this region was ruled by powerful sun worshippers. We know a little about this mysterious cult by the remnants of ruins far older and of a culture far more advanced than any that exists in Africa today. See Sun Worshippers by A. Curate.
And I believe that one is in the religion section.
These shelves contain a title catches.
Alright, by A. Curate.
Gabriel takes down Sun Worshippers and scans it. One of the earliest religious practices was that of sun worship. The most powerful cults of sun worshippers lived on the continent of Africa. The African sun god was violent and terrible, and so became his worshippers. They practiced a particularly bloody form of ritual sacrifice. The homeland of this ancient cult is still considered a sacred site of power. See Ancient Digs of Africa by Professor Seymour Shards.
Get it? Get it? And this last one should be over here.
These shelves contain Gabriel.
Ancient Digs of Africa, Seymour Shards. You get the point.
Gabriel takes Ancient Digs of Africa and opens it. The most fascinating archaeological site in Africa is the Great Snake Mound in the People's Republic of Benin, located 50 miles south of the capital in the Red Basin. Like the snake mounds of North America, the origin and meaning of these great mounds remains a mystery, though clearly they were the results of profound and urgent spiritual belief. Unlike other snake mounds, the African example is a double snake mound, a small snake ring within a larger snake ring. The mound is thought to have housed an ancient temple. Although archaeologists have explored the mound site, the interior remains largely unchanged from ancient times. This is partially due to stringent government regulations and partially to local superstitions. The local people regard the mound with fear and will not go near it.
A double snake ring?
Gabriel flips furiously looking for a picture.
Oh my God. It's a wheel within a wheel.
Yes, quite.
Gabriel decides to hang on to the Snake Mound book.
That's our place, boys. Let's get on out of here. Done enough reading for today. I thought the game hung up for a minute. That would have been most upsetting. I'd rather not have to do that again. Why is this hanging on area transitions?
Guten Morgen, Herr Knight. I'm cooking your Frühstück, a good German breakfast. Please, feel at home.
Yeah, don't talk about my Frühstück in public ever again. I took this key.
I found this key in Wolfgang's bedroom.
That is good, Herr Knight.
I'm glad they thought to write that line. That was very critical to the plot. So we have this book about Africa, and we can show this to Gerda here, and that will trigger us moving on with the game.
I found this book in the library. I think it might tell us where Wolfgang went.
Africa? You think Wolfgang went to Africa?
I know he did.
Then I shall make you a plane trip right now, yeah?
Well, I guess so.
Good, good. My poor Wolfgang. You have money for the plane, yeah?
Yeah, I've inherited a fortune, you might say.
I know. We can use this credit card.
Terrific. I
More
will go
credit
make the
card
call.
fraud.
Then, while we wait, breakfast.
Does that mean I get some coffee now?
You know, making coffee's really not that hard. Alright, and here we continue on our adventure to scenic Africa and presumably the People's Republic of Benin. And then the wheel went round and round. I could not find my way. 12 and 3 and turn the key, I heard the madman say. Though I don't think you ever hear anyone say that, but it is a clue. I don't believe, and I'm saying this completely without having done any research, I don't believe the People's Republic of Benin still exists. It might, but I don't believe it does.
Wheel within a wheel.
You want I stay here, right? It's a long walk back to the city.
Yeah, sure. Wait here, please.
That's actually
Maybe a while.
Mark Hamill too.
No problem. I could use a nap.
That Jeep driver is actually also played by Mark Hamill, which I did not know until I saw the credits of this game recently. So we can have a quick look at him.
The Jeep driver has settled into his seat for a nap.
I thought it said something else.
The Jeep driver... Gabriel has...
Now, I know there's another message
The
here.
Jeep was one
There
of
we go.
several private taxis trying to pick up business at the airport. The driver knew exactly where the Snake Mound was located, and his rates were very cheap.
Yes, that's a little suspicious to me. I don't know if he's part of the voodoo cartel somehow, or I don't know. Maybe he also brought Wolfgang here. I'm not even pretending I don't know. I don't know what the significance of that is supposed to be. I really don't know why he knows about the Snake Mound and knows that it was here, but whatever.
The Snake Mound consists of an outer ring and an inner ring. 2 snakes eating their tails.
Yeah, well, I guess there's nothing to do but to go and explore it. I'm gonna do some Indiana Jones style archaeology here, and by that I mean probably break some stuff along the way. So this entire place is basically one great big puzzle. As is most of this chapter, to be completely honest. This is a pretty creepy looking place.
Vines, some as thick as Gabriel's wrist, hang down from the damp earthen ceiling.
I was just hoping for the general
The
description.
rooms of the Snake Mound are made entirely from earth, formed centuries before into a wheel by sun worshippers.
It's like there's a lit torch in here.
Torches light the interior of the mound. Either they burn perpetually, or someone recently lit them.
It's kind of a trope in a lot of these dungeon delving games and fiction and such. There's always these lit torches even though no one's actually there to light them. Oh, and there's a goddamn body on the ground. I guess I should mention that.
Mummy-like figures in contorted poses appear to be the only residents here. Gabriel wonders, was this a burial mound? Or does their presence serve some ritualistic purpose?
Let's operate them.
Gabriel cannot operate the mummy.
Okay. So these little plates over here are
An
the
etched stone is on the wall.
main part of the puzzle here. So this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is number 10. And you can take these
This
plates.
stone looks interesting.
And now we have a plate with the number 10 on it. I don't think the descriptions on the wall carvings say anything
The
interesting.
walls bear ancient paintings, the handiwork of the sun worshippers, no doubt.
Okay, that doesn't say anything interesting. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go around and collect all these little
An
plates.
etched stone is on the wall.
Okay, let's go ahead and yoink this one.
It's stuck.
Okay, so that's kind of your hint. This is like an anchoring point, right? So this number right here, number 7, apparently this is supposed to be number 7 because we cannot pull that out of the wall. And we have what looks like a mask or a door here or
An
something.
elaborate mural with a mask design has been carved into the wall in this room. The mural does not appear to open.
Well, that's quite unfortunate. So let's continue our exploration around this creep. Oh, that's just uncomfortable. Yoink these. And we're gonna... Ooh, what's that?
A long rod lies in one corner of the room.
It's an ancient African dildo.
It's shaped a little like a snake.
I already made the joke, so I'm not gonna make it again. Alright, so we continue on here, picking up all these plates. Now what we're doing is we're basically walking around, if you can imagine, like a giant clock. And what we have to do is we have to arrange these in the correct order.
It's
And if
stuck.
I'm not mistaken, this here is number 12.
An et-
5, 6, 7, 10, 12. Alright, so that's number 12 right there. So we go ahead, we finish running through here, pick up the rest of the plates. And this should be number 1, but I don't believe we have the number 1 plate just yet. I think this is actually number 1 right here. Nope, we still don't have all these damn plates. So yeah, imagine this is like a giant clock. We're having to go around and put all these plates back in their correct facing, starting with, well, it doesn't matter where you start. And this is where we actually came in, and this is, I believe, room number 6. And there's 2 plates that you cannot remove, which basically serve as like anchor points to help you figure out this puzzle if you were trying to do it old school style. So we'll start off with number 12 here, and we're going to go ahead and come up here and put number 1 here, because 12, now we're going back to 1.
Fits.
Now, it will let you put the wrong plate in the wrong hole, by the way. So it fitting doesn't mean anything, but I fortunately know what we're doing here. So we'll go number 2 here. This is a puzzle that I do believe that I figured out on my own, but it took quite a while for me to do it. It's not too bad of a puzzle, but it is tedious if you do it wrong and then have to reset it. And I should probably pay attention to what I'm doing, because I don't remember. I think we just put down number 3, so now we're at number 4, and then after 4 comes 5. That's what I learned in school today. So we're gonna go find number 5 in here. This is 5. Got a really big snake here in the middle. It makes the other snakes feel a little uncomfortable. They all have that big snake envy, you know what I mean? So this should be the entranceway, because this is room number 6. And this is number 6, I believe. And then, of course, after 6 comes 7, which is this room. We can't move that one. That's one of the anchor points. Now, this one's another... I don't know if this is actually meant to be part of the puzzle or not, but this one's really hard to tell what it is. Or at least it's hard for me. But this is actually number 8. And what I did in my practice run was I did it just by process of elimination. Whatever was left had to be number 8. And we got to find number 9 in here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's not it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one is 9. We have, this will be 10. The one that I just saw, which is this one. Yeah, that's that one. That's 10. And then we have number 11. And that'll take us back to 12. Now, do you remember the poem? Because I don't. I don't remember what room we have to use the thing on. It's not the room it's not the big obvious room where you would think you would
The
use it.
rod fits into the hole in the stone. Nothing happens.
But of course, if you're doing this old school style, you can just blunt force your way through this puzzle too, and just try literally everything. Hopefully I won't have to do that for too long. If you were smart, you would pay attention to the poem. And the funny thing is, I even knew what the poem meant, and I still didn't do it. Because I'm a dum-dum like that.
From somewhere off in the mound, Gabriel hears a soft click, then a rumble.
But realistically, I think a lot of people, myself included, just figured that part out by going through every room and hitting everything one after the other. We're going to go ahead and make a quick little save here, because you can die now.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling that did something.
Now, I don't know if this really counts as a puzzle here.
The mummy-like bodies have animated, and they appear intent on one thing.
I literally
I really don't
did not even have time for that voice line to finish. Alright, so let's try that again.
Gabriel has...
So I'm going to show you. This is not really a puzzle per se, but I do think it's a little bullshit, right? So let's go down, right? If you go down, you will eventually just hit a room where you cannot do anything. I'm clicking the mouse everywhere. You're just frozen in the spot, and the game kills you. And you don't really have a way to avoid that. Okay, so obviously we don't want to go that direction, right? We want to go up. Since if we go down, we just fucking die. So we're gonna go up. We'll try to walk around this guy. Come on, buddy. I don't have all day. Well, I kind of do because it's like 4 in the morning, but you know, whatever. And that takes you to this room. Now, there's no obvious way forward in this room. So, what are you supposed to do? Well, funny enough, I figured out the wheel puzzle, the clock puzzle, on my own. And this is where I had to look up a guide when I was playing this for the first time myself back in the day. What you have to do to get past these zombies is use the vines.
The vines.
I know what I'm doing.
I can't believe I'm doing
You have to
this.
use the operator thing.
Oh!
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Gabriel Knight, I presume.
No.
Uncle Wolfgang?
In person. Now go to it, boy. I can't hold these creatures for very long, and there are more on the way.
Go to what?
To hell.
Secret panel, boy. Those creatures are only alive while it's open. Close it, Gabriel, and hurry.
He's awfully calm for someone currently in the process of fighting off zombies. Alright, we gotta open this secret panel
The code
here.
does not work that way.
This, by the way, if you don't remember, this is that, I'm pointing at the screen like you can see my finger, but this is like that archway thing we saw earlier on. Well, you know, I think we can just take out these zombies, you know. We don't need to run.
Why use that? The dagger will not work on the mummies. They're already dead.
You ever played any other RPG?
The dagger will not work on the mummies.
Well, Wolfgang, I don't know how to open this.
No.
Oh,
I really...
poor Wolfgang. He counted on us not to be an idiot, and we failed. We already have the right amp. Just use the snake thing on
I
the
think
thing.
I found something.
Not really much of a puzzle there.
Gabriel. Now stand back.
And the zombies are just like, whatever, we're done.
Wow. The inner wheel.
Yes. Wheel within a wheel.
I got that part.
Are you okay? You don't look so hot.
I'm old.
I'm fine, Gabriel. The wheel. You dreamt it?
Yeah. And you?
Yes. I must congratulate you on the Three Snakes connection. I had missed it. You will make a wonderful Schottenjäger.
Who? Me?
Yes. It is a long path, my boy. I myself have still the last of my 3 quests to meet. But let us see what is here. You have found the heart of the apple, but it might be poisoned still.
It's a little bit of weird foreshadowing, and not even on purpose, because there's only 3 Gabriel Knight games that were ever made, and the last game doesn't exactly end with a satisfactory ending, so... Anyway. So we have a little bit of an opportunity to talk to him about stuff. I found this dagger.
Does this mean anything to you?
It is the Ritter dagger. You did well to take it, Gabriel. It belongs to you now.
Really, we don't have to show him any of this stuff. I'm just gonna show him a couple of things that actually he responds to, just because I kind of find this thing interesting in video games and whatnot.
Does this mean anything to you?
Games.
Of course. It is the key to my library.
So there are a few items he responds to. We can also show him this letter from Gunther, I believe.
Why would Wolf...
That's not the wrong one.
Does this mean anything to you?
It looks like a letter written many years ago to Heinz from our father. Poor Papa tried to get Heinz to come home, but Heinz refused.
And we can also show him the old photograph that we have.
Does this mean anything to you?
Of course. It is an old photograph of your grandfather, Heinz, myself, and our father.
And there's a Zambi on the floor
A
here.
mummy lies on the floor, apparently having fallen inanimate where it stood when the secret passage door closed.
Okay. So let's go ahead and take this opportunity to finally
talk?
interrogate him in
Probably
person.
have a little time here. Yes, all right.
Now, we don't have to go through all of these. He mostly just says the same stuff again.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
It sounds as though you have learned much during your perhaps.
Yeah, so he just repeats the same line from earlier. I think he has something new to say about Schattenjägers.
What can you tell me about Schattenjägers?
We have not the time to discuss that here. You have started the path. I can see it in your eyes. You must trust yourself and be true to your inner voice. The good voice, Gabriel. You know it when you hear it.
If all else fails, you can check game FAQs.
Tell me about yourself.
This is not the time nor the place, Gabriel. I'm sorry, but I assure you, my life has not been all that instructive.
I really sucked at my job. So what about Tetelo?
Is there anything else you can tell me about Tetelo?
I can feel her presence here. I wouldn't be surprised if she knew we were violating her sanctum.
What about the talisman? You think it's close?
Is there anything else you can tell me about the talisman?
The most important thing about the talisman is that it be once again in the hands of the Schattenjägers.
Do you think Tetelo's remains are here?
I have a feeling that they are, Gabriel.
Alright, he doesn't really have much to say, sadly. Well, let's go ahead and check out this other screen over here. Got this thing over here.
The table's lid fits heavily on the base. At the seams, there are 2 large holes on either side. On top of the lid is a trough.
What's that trough for?
I saw that. This is undoubtedly a sacrificial table. That trough is for a human heart.
Best I can do is some beef
that's
hearts from the
sick.
supermarket.
Look at that table.
Yes, it is very old. There is a story being told through the carvings on the side.
Can you make it out?
Tribesman discovers a snake mound hidden in the jungle. He manages, after much time, to find the secret entrance to the inner wheel. In this room, he bows down to a small idol of some sort. The thing is radiating, like a sun. That explains the source of the Getty's tribal power. They found this mound and the idol in it. Where the idol came from originally is hard to say, but it is definitely older than the
So they didn't even build this
The idol
place.
was probably once kept in this table, but they would have it with them now. It must be destroyed.
Well, keep that in mind. If we see any idols, we'll destroy them, but we gotta get this thing open somehow.
The lid does not seem to operate.
What if we give it a really hard shove?
Should we try this lid?
I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Sorry, I'm not more help, Gabriel. I don't think it would open so easily, though. Were we 10 strong men?
Need a bulldozer. We need you to... You really don't have to walk back over there every time. It's not necessary. What if we knife it?
Using that on...
Is there a message for the shaft thing?
Using...
Okay, no. Alright, how about these obvious iron bars over here?
What about these iron bars?
Good idea. Let me help you.
And Grandpa's gonna slowly saunter his way on over here once again.
Perhaps these holes. There.
And the annoying part is he walks all the way back over here when you clearly have another one to get.
Let's get the other one.
Boink.
There.
Alright, now we can just lift up on these iron bars here. That should help us out.
There...
Let's try to lift this top.
Remember to use your back in a wrenching, twisting motion.
I know it's in there.
Yes, it is in there. I have not felt this powerful since, well, ever.
Why won't the damn lid come off?
It is a sacrificial table. It can probably only be triggered by the proper use of that trough there, with a heart.
Oh, great. Where are we gonna get a heart?
Gabriel, you must take the talisman and be Schattenjäger. You performed the ritual and dreamt of the dragon, no?
Yes, I did. But you're the current Schattenjäger. I only did that because...
Because you were driven to it. I have done nothing with this title for many years. Even in my prime, I had few cases.
I don't like the way you're talking, Grandpa.
Oh, if my life had a purpose, it was to bring you to this point.
But I have no idea what I'm doing.
It is not a science, Gabriel. It is instinct. And you have it in your blood. Trust it. The castle is yours now. It has many documents and records which will help you in the future.
Well, thanks for the confidence. But what about this table?
I want you to go into the next room and get a heart from that dead creature on the floor.
Will that work? Doesn't it need to be... fresh?
Let us try. Perhaps there's some of the old Ritter magic left. Go on.
You know, you gotta, like, try everything on everything, Gabriel. It's how adventure games work. I say we, use the knife. It's like a pickle jar, you gotta kind of wedge it under there and try to break the seal, but you hope you don't break the glass jar and get, like, glass shards all in your pickles. Is that just me? Okay, moving on. So we gotta cut up this dead monster and get a dried up zombie heart out of him.
Great. My first job as Schattenjäger. Cutting up dead monsters.
Oh. This motherfucker just ripped his own heart out of his chest. I just want to point that out.
Wolfgang! No! No!
Oh, but we got the talisman.
Tetelor, you gonna pay for this, you bitch!
Why did he go to Africa, Gertie? No, it's okay. I'm just a little anxious. No, they haven't. I just need to talk to Gabriel.
Oh no. Day 10. Deep in the earth I faced a fight that I could never win. The blameless and the base destroyed. All and all that might have been. Gabriel Knight. So this is apparently his writing this entire time. I do love Tim Curry. The guy's... I don't know what you really call that, that little delivery there, but it was,
After arranging for the
interrupt me,
shipment
why
of
don't you?
Wolfgang's body back to Richardsburg, Gabriel returns to New Orleans. He carries with him the Ritter talisman. He has not heard from Grace for over 24 hours, and he could not reach Malia by phone. And although he has some idea of what he's coming home to attempt, he still has no clue where to attempt it. Or does he?
That's one of those moments. This is, when I was first playing this game. It's like it's all coming together, man. A wheel within a wheel in Jackson Square. It was there all along. And that's some great blending of real life lore with fiction right there. I do love Tim Curry. The guy's a ham, but there's like, he's just one of those people that's just so like charming and entertaining. He just makes you happy whenever you're watching them. And that's certainly true in this game. Some of the lines are kind of, I don't know, you saw it. You can make up your own decision. I'm not here to tell you what to think. But God damn it, man makes me happy, alright? I don't know how long I've been recording at this point, but that's a pretty good place to call it for this video. We probably only have one more left in this series. We gotta go and see if we can't find this secret voodoo hound for and put it into Tetelo and all this voodoo business. And we gotta also check up on Grace, because something happened there, as you saw. Hopefully she's not joining the list of everyone who's died in Gabriel's wake. By the way, we gotta add Wolfgang to that. I mean, he technically offed himself. It's a little bit unfair, but he's another person that Gabriel talked to and met a horrible fate shortly thereafter. So pretty much everyone Gabriel meets in this game dies, except Frick. Frick's living his best life, okay? Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, most likely for the conclusion of Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. We're gonna go ahead and drop a little save here, and I will see y'all in the next video.